into a section. I want you to guess what one of the themes of the book is. People moved slowly then. They ambled across the square, shuffled in and out of the stores around it, took their time about everything. A day was 24 hours long, but it seemed longer. There was no hurry, for there was nowhere to go, nothing to buy, and no money to buy it with. Nothing to see outside of the boundaries of Macomb County. But it was a time of vague optimism for some of the people. Macomb County had recently been told that it had nothing to fear but fear itself.
So fear.
What was the theme?
Fear.
Fear. Good. All right. So there are lots of people in this book who have fears, right? Let's talk about some of the people in the book who might be afraid of things. Let's get the names down.
Bob. Jen.
Mom. Good. Jen. Who else?
Atticus, yeah.
Atticus.
And Alexandra.
Boo.
Who said boo?
Good.
Bob Yule's daughter, Nayella.
She doesn't have the right to fear. She's just like...
Alright, so let's start with Helen and Tom. They have similar fears, right? What do you think Helen and Tom are afraid of?
Being killed.
Good, so persecution? Okay. They're afraid of the white people of Macomb County. What is Bob Yule afraid of?
Being publicly disgraced.
Pretty much.
Which is what happened.
What else is he afraid of?
He is afraid of the blood.
Good. So what do we know about Tom? What does he look like physically?
He's a well-built man, but
He's a cripple, right? He's a crippled black man, so why are people afraid of him?
because he's strong.
They don't want to
Yeah,
feel sorry for
Because
him.
they can't really.
Because they can't really
hurt
him, like,
Yeah, like he's more power than
People have more-
Why does he have more power?
It's bad to kill a couple places and almost to kill Mockingbird.
Good, it's a sin to kill. It would be a sin to hurt him, right? Well, why are people afraid of Tom Robinson? Why are people afraid of a black man? Doesn't he seem like he would be the least amount of power? So why is Bob Dewell afraid of him?
Because it's like obvious to everybody that Tom didn't do it. But
So what would the fear be?
the fear was that, like, are we really going to put a crippled black man?
Good, that a black man could humiliate a white man, right? And what would that do to the social system in Macomb County? Good. The social system of Macomb County would collapse. Okay. So the people of Macomb County have nothing to fear but fear itself. But what is their fear? That Macomb County will no longer exist as they know it. So what are they afraid of? Change. Good. They're afraid of change. Who else is afraid of change? Why is Atticus afraid of change?
Because he doesn't want Tom to die.
How would that be changed?
It doesn't want change.
So Atticus wants change. Who does he want to change?
Yeah, like the
Society to
society.
change.
Good. You want society to be changed. What is his fear for his children?
That they will grow up to be like the Eagles.
Good. He says there's a disease, right? The usual. Good. The usual disease of Macomb County. What is the usual disease of Macomb County?
Racism.
Racism. So what does Atticus not want?
He doesn't want his children to be racist.
He doesn't want his children to be racist. Good. What about Scout and Jem? Let's talk about the beginning of the novel. What are Scout and Jem afraid of in the first few chapters? Boo! They're afraid of Boo. Why are they afraid of Boo?
Because
Why are they really afraid of Boo?
They don't know anything about
Because they don't know anything about it. Okay? They're afraid of the unknown. Alright? So Scout and Jem are children, and they're afraid of Boo because he represents the unknown. Okay? People of Macomb County, likewise, are afraid of who? Because he represents
Oh, the unknown.
The unknown. Good. How is Tom a representation of the
Because
unknown?
they don't know what will happen if what will go through does go through, because they're scared of what could happen, so they're going to try to stop that from happening, because I won't know.
It's the first time that anything like this has ever happened. It's gone so far as a court case, I guess.
Okay, good. But very simply speaking, why is Tom Robinson the unknown?
Because they don't know about bugs.
Good. Because he doesn't look like us. He's not like us, right? He's different than us. He's different than us because he doesn't look like us. He doesn't act like us. They're not from the same place. So he represents the unknown. Good. Who else is the unknown? Boo. Why are we afraid of Boo?
Has no one's seen him?
No one knows.
The
Because you
children
don't
haven't
know.
seen
You
him.
don't know that.
There's the myths about him stabbing people.
Who's not afraid of Boo? And why?
Because he knows him.
Because he knows him. Good. Okay. So everybody in this story is afraid of things that they don't know. Okay. What about society today? How can we extend this to talk about society today? In society today, generally speaking, what are we afraid of? It starts with a T. Terrorism, right? We're afraid of terrorists. Why?
They don't know.
We don't know, right? So what do? We project our fears onto people that we don't understand. Good. So we project our fears onto people that we don't understand. The theme of this novel, fear, okay, doesn't mean that you're afraid of just the little things, right? The little things that they're afraid of, the things that go bump in the night, what are they afraid of? Starts with an H when they're walking. Haints. Good. There's this real physical fear of the haints. What are the haints? The huts. The spirits, right? But this fear is nothing compared to the fear of the unknown. Okay? So that's what we're trying to overcome in this novel, is the fear of the unknown. Okay. Good. So Atticus doesn't want his children to be racist, so he instills upon them lessons. Okay? So each of you is going to take a few chapters from the book, and I want you to try to pull out some of the lessons that Atticus has given his children. Okay, so you guys are going to do 1 through 6. You guys are going to do 6 through 12, 12 through 18, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 21 through 27. Okay? So each of you take a minute, open it up, look through, try to pull out some of the lessons that Atticus is teaching his children. I came up with about 6. You guys might be able to come up with more. You might come up with different ones. Okay?
You take 10 through 12.
I'll do 21 and 22.
8 through 10.
24 and
1 through 6.
Alright, so we got, you don't understand someone, so you crawl in their skin and walk around?
Good. Crawling in someone's skin and walking around. Everyone remembers that?
Yeah.
Okay. So putting yourself in someone else's shoes. What else do you have?
Don't exploit the weaknesses of others.
And how does he show not to exploit the weaknesses of others?
When like the dude plays Boo Adley, he gets mad at them and says like you shouldn't put it on for the whole neighborhood to see. He can see it too.
Good. So respecting others. Anything else?
No.
That's good. Next group.
Our group?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, one of ours we have is kind of a repeat because they're sorry for, but you can say it again.
That's okay.
It's where he explains to the children how if you want to understand somebody, you have to climb into their skin and walk around in it.
Good.
Another one at chapter 10. It's a sin to kill a mockingbird, which is very important.
Good. Why is that important?
Well, because it's like a metaphor to Tom and how he's going to be killed later, but whatever.
Kill a mockingbird. Great. It's the only thing that Atticus ever says is a sin. Good. And what is he really suggesting by this? It's a sin to do what?
Kill something innocent.
Good. So respecting the innocent.
And then there was one
Do you
more.
guys have anything else?
Yes. Oh, there are 2 more. But in chapter 8, it's the even if you're gonna lose, you should fight anyway.
Good.
Just for the purpose.
What does it mean to know that you're licked before you begin, but to do it anyway?
Courage.
Courage. Good. He teaches them about true courage. Anything else? Is that all you
Yeah,
got?
in chapter 10, towards the end, there was the thing, if God gave you a gift above other men, that it's sort of unfair for you to use it, unless you have to.
Good. So he's talking about talents. And what specific talent does Atticus have?
Marksmanship.
Marksmanship. And yet he uses it to do what and not what?
Protect and not
To protect and not kill. Alright, so what happens in chapter 10 when we're talking about true courage? Who dies?
Oh, Mr. Books.
Miss Dubose, right? Why does he think that she was a courageous woman, even though we all thought
Because she was thrown off
One person. Matthew, why did
She was addicted to morphine, and every time Jen was reading, she waited a bit longer to not take the morphine.
Good. So he says true courage is not a man with a gun, right? It's a person facing their fears, okay? So true courage is moral courage or strength of spirit, okay? And this is exemplified by Mrs. Dubose.
We're 18, so.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay. You first.
Oh, stay after what you believe in when, Atticus is, with them at the jail.
Good.
Okay, and then also, society is not always right for things. They don't always make the right decision.
Okay. Good. So he teaches them a lot of truths about society, which we will talk about at the end of the book.
And then, some people will incriminate themselves.
Always take the high road.
Take the high road. Good. And what exactly were you talking about with that?
With Mayla and Bob. And spitting in his face.
Good. Mayla and Bob. So who incriminates who on the stand?
Mayla incriminates Bob.
Good. Bob incriminates himself. Mayla incriminates Bob. Good. Anything else from your chapters?
No.
Okay. So you guys.
He teaches them to be polite, when he's talking with Mala, and always calling her ma'am and miss.
Okay. That's sort of kind of take the high road.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
He also teaches them not to be racist and hear both sides before making a decision.
Good. Good.
And later on he says cheating a colored man is 10 times worse than cheating a white man.
Good. Why does he say that?
Because the colored people can't really do anything about it, and they're usually innocent.
Okay. Good. All right. We're gonna talk about innocent people. You guys.
He says, what is Sky's kind of said this, but he tells, when Jem says, we know we have won the case, Reverend Skies says don't be so, confident. Atticus kind of infers it in his actions.
That
He's not, he knows that the clerk knows that Tom didn't do it.
Good.
And he still thinks he has a chance, but he still at the same time kind of knows that not really.
Good.
He taught about the innocence of children.
Okay.
It says, I don't know, but they did it. They've done it before, and they did it tonight, and they'll do it again when they do it. Seems that only children do it.
He talks about having an army of children in one chapter, because children understand how people work.
Oh, and this one I have one. And it's when Atticus gets all the food, and he says, tell them they must never do this again. Times are too hard. So he's being really humble about it.
Good. Humility. The importance of humility. Kayla, did you have something to add?
Well, I was saying that this kind of something that they learned, because they're afraid of Bob Yule, but Bob Yule is more afraid of them than they are of him. And then there's always possibility for certain ones that come might win. And then I was going to say something about the family, but I didn't get.
Well, what about his actions when he had tobacco smack.
Good. Again, the importance of humility and taking the high road. You didn't do anything about it. You guys covered almost everything that I said. There's only one more that I had, and it's when Scout is expressing her frustration that her father took this case, and she asks him why. Does anyone remember why? Why does he has? Because he has to. Because he can't. Remember, he's talking to Uncle Jack, and Scout's secretly listening. He couldn't live with it if he didn't. Why?
Because he couldn't tell his
He wouldn't say to be able to face.
Good. So he's leading his children by example.
And also, when he like tries to relate to people in the courtroom, wouldn't that be kind of like a lesson? Like, in order to get to people, you have to relate.
Good. Empathy, right? Understanding where people are coming from. The last one that I had was that a real man does the job that nobody else wants to do. Okay? So Atticus Finch does the job no one else wants to do. Why does that make him a good person? Because who else is going to defend Tom Robinson? Okay. Alright, so let's take a look at these lessons. Right? Putting yourself in the shoes of someone else, which extends to empathy and understanding. We're talking about respecting other people. How is a sin to kill a mockingbird, which we explained was a metaphor for protecting the innocent. That moral courage is true courage. That is not a man with a gun. That we should respect our talents and use them to protect and not to harm. To stand up for what you believe in, to take the high road, to be polite, about the importance of humility and integrity, to lead by example, and to do the job that no one else wants to do. All right, I want you as a group in your pod to discuss who in this book should have taken a lesson or two from Atticus. Okay. So pick a character who could have learned something from Atticus and didn't, and explain to me how you think that would have changed that or did not. That could have changed his outcome. So, for instance, I would say, I'm going to take the easy one. I'm going to take Bob. No. You guys have to go for it now. So I'm going to go with Bob, and I'm going to say that had he learned this, or had he learned this, or had he learned any of these, right, he would not have persecuted Helen, he would not have persecuted Tom, he would not have lied, okay? So stretch yourself. Pick someone else other than Bobule who could have learned a lesson from Atticus.
If you do the math, number
Tell me
3,
the lesson.
sinful mockingbird. She would have realized how horrible her father telling her to do. She'd be like, yeah, I don't want to do that. So that would help. What else?
Good.
You can't do that from 6 because she doesn't really have any good ideals in her life. So, take the high road and be polite, that would help the case. So, 7, 3, 2, respecting others, that helps.
Well, we did.
And 1, put yourself in the other person's head. Because if she would think about what, Tom was thinking, she would